see if it has come up live. Hopefully it has. Let me just check. It's not coming up live. Are we live yet? No. Oh, yes, we are. Just seeing us. We've come on live. Brilliant. Bit of a time delay there. So welcome. Not sure if it's okay to still say Happy New Year, but I'm going to say it anyway. Happy New Year to everyone, and welcome to this week's Money Alchemy class. This is the first live class of 2021. Yay! So I hope you've all had a wonderful break. I know I was definitely ready for some rest just before the Christmas break. If you're in the group, jump on and come and say hi. Drop us an emoji. We'd love to have you here live. So sorry I didn't go live last week. I really needed the rest during the leading up to the Christmas holiday. I was really tired, and I just took the Christmas holiday off, and I didn't do the work that I'd originally planned to do. So last week I had quite a busy week of catching up. So if you're expecting the live last week, I'm so sorry about that. But back to business as usual. So I just want to personally thank you, everyone who has joined the group. It's been steadily growing since I started the group in August, I think it was. And we're really close to 800 members. Yay! So let's keep it growing. So please do invite your friends or family who have their own businesses. So just want to say thank you again for all the love and support I've had in this group since August last year. And if you're new to the group, except for the weeks that I host a webinar training, Angie's new. Except for the weeks that I host the webinar training, I do go live every Tuesday to deliver this Money Alchemy class. And for those of you that have been in the group longer, I have changed the time. So it was at 1 p.m, but it's now at 5. So going forwards, this is going to be the new time. And if you haven't watched all the classes yet, you can find the previous recordings in the units, which is in the top of the bar at the top of the group. So if this is the first time that you've joined me, I'm Jenny McCabe, and I'm a money breakthrough coach. And I empower ambitious women just like you to take courageous action by letting go of anxiety and perfectionism, so that they can stop undercharging and confidently charge their worth and create more time freedom. So unlike other coaching methods that focus on the how to achieve financial goals, because money can be emotional, I focus on changing how women think and feel about money and success. And I work on resetting their money mindset so that they can be free of undercharging and over-delivering and get back their time. So I started this business, my business, as I'm really passionate about helping women build successful businesses. And as someone who has been in business for a long time, about 15 years now, and I've spent most of my business life undervaluing myself, it's now my mission to help other women overcome this and to charge their worth and to get it. So I'm the host of the Work-Life Balance Secrets Facebook group, and I have my Jenny McCabe coaching business as well. And I offer one-to-one coaching, and I recently launched my group coaching program, Unlock Your Money Mindset. So if there is a particular topic that you would like covered, then don't be shy. Please do let me know. Let me know what your challenges are. I will be putting up more polls in the group and see what people are wanting training on, because I do want to deliver training that will be of value to you. And if you are a coach or a trainer and would like to come on as a guest, please reach out, let me know. So with no further ado, we are, probably all know this, but in the UK, we went into lockdown 3.0, and it's just been just over a week, I think now. So there's a lot of people out there who probably feeling frustrated with the situation, and obviously there's quite a lot of uncertainty at the moment. And even if your business is doing really well, we're still missing our families and our friends and just general socializing. And of course, there's a lot of people homeschooling in this lockdown. So the schools closed last week. So a lot of people are homeschooling at the moment and finding it challenging, especially when you're running a business from home. I'm really fortunate. My son is 18. He is obviously having online lessons, but I can't actually help him with his A-level physics or maths. But anyway, we're at home together. So yes, and there's also people who are also in a situation where perhaps they've had to close their business down while we're in lockdown and had to furlough staff. So now, more than ever, it's so important to look after our mental health and well-being. And this is a vital ingredient to the success of our business. Your health is your wealth, after all. So I'm very, very excited to welcome my guest, Angie Simmons, who is a mental wellness mentor. And she is going to be giving us a 7-day self-care plan. So Angie, welcome to the class and to the group. Would you like to come on and introduce yourself and tell us why you became a mental wellness mentor?
Hi Jenny, hi everyone. Apparently some volume issues, so I apologise in advance. We was trying to sort it out earlier, so I hope you can hear me and there's not too much feedback. So as Jenny quite right, I'm Angie. I am from Mansfield, and I'm a mental wellness mentor. Now that's not just me doing a couple of studies and this and the other. I've actually walked the walk. I suffered with depression and anxiety for over 20 years. And that was down to, well, it started by me trying to climb I'd like to say ladder, but I called it the rug race, because I wasn't very academic when I left school. In fact, I was far from academic.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later on in life the dyslexia. I do. I love the love of arts and stuff like that. So I actually went into catering eventually after trying hairdressing. And it was great, but the rug got pulled that hard that as I landed on my back, I lost all. And it was that's when I had a mental breakdown, which was over 20 years ago now.
Wow.
And I went to the doctors as everybody else does, and I was depression tablets and anxiety tablets. So that was me, diagnosed with with depression and anxiety, and left just to do what I do, I suppose. And then just life got in the way massively. On February the day after my daughter's 2nd birthday, my younger brother was killed on the road on the way to my house for a motorbike ride, and it was me that got him into motorbikes. So that rug
around that. Oh,
yeah,
hello.
That rug pulling session.
Yeah, you just dropped out a sec. You're back again.
That rug pulling session basically just took the wind out of me completely. And it wasn't the case of I wanted to get up, because I didn't want to get up.
Yeah.
And this is when I really did struggle, and I didn't know. So I blamed myself because it was me that got me into motorbikes. Some other family members followed suit. So to cut out the shame, the blame, the pain, basically, I started drinking on top of all the tablets that I was taking, just to shut this up.
Yeah, it's a lethal mix, that,
Yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely it was. But at the time, I didn't know any better. It was numbing the pain. It was helping me escape. And Boxing Day 2009, my husband left too, leaving me a single mum. Life had been pretty rough.
Yeah.
And it was personal development. I was into development in 2014. And
Yeah.
I had a great quote from Jim: for things to change, you've got to change
So
to get better.
you dropped out
You've
there.
got to change.
You dropped out. You dropped out for that quote. Do you want to repeat it? I'd love to hear it again.
Yeah. For things to change, you've got to change.
Yeah.
For things to get better, you've got to get better. You've got to work harder on you, harder on your job, and you earn a living. If you work harder on you, that made my, because I was 20 grand in debt at the time.
Well, I just said your health is your wealth, right?
Absolutely. You see, I didn't know. One of the things when you do struggle, we go outside for outside sources to make us feel better. And, we get all the dose, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And that's what I was doing. And I didn't realize that I was just doing these short bursts of spending money. But I was financially on the floor before I started personal development.
Yeah. I think it is about looking inside, isn't it? So
it is.
And usually we wait for, when you're in business, actually your well-being and your mental health is inextricably linked to the success of your business. And yet for many of us, it's really low down on the priority list for a lot of business owners. I mean, I've been there. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of putting my health and my wellness last before everything else. And I have been, I've been ill, and it's taken for me to have a serious illness as well to to change and transform my life. So, self-care is on my priority list now. So do you want to, this is why I'm really excited for you to share your self-care plan. So do you want to give us your self-care plan?
Of course. I can, I've done it though. Over the past couple of weeks is just getting groups together, and it's free. And just doing the PDF plan, and it's, you see, like I just want to go back onto what you've done.
Yeah.
And it's a quote that I've heard, it's not mine, but if you buy a car, you always look after that car. You MOT it, you get it serviced. Why don't we do it to ourselves?
Yeah.
We've got to look after it, because we are our own car. If the vehicle's had it, it's not going to go anywhere. And it was COVID that made me realise that I wasn't as good with my self-care. I was doing loads of personal development, but not on my self-care. I think we think that we get judged if we're not running at 100 miles backwards and doing 50,000 jobs. I don't understand, but it is just the way it is. So, because as you mentioned, self-care is paramount for our mental, emotional and physical well-being. We cannot work without it. We all need to have time out and slow down. So the benefits are just phenomenal. It reduces anxiety, it reduces depression, it increases mindfulness, because you're actually having a check inside as well as the outside. So it's all about connecting, which is great. So the first one I talk about is go outside. Go outside, and I know with everything that's going off at the moment, but they are allowing us to go for a walk.
Yeah.
And even if we sit on the back garden with a cup of tea or a coffee and a blanket, we are not, we're feeling beings. We're not designed to be cooped up in four walls.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I absolutely love walking the dog. That is, and every weekend I go for a really nice long walk and try and do that in nature. Yeah. So during the week I walk in the local area, in the local park, but at the weekends I do try and get out to like a more natural environment, like the local woods or walk along the river or something like that.
And it's all about, while you're out there, listening to the birds, listening to the river. What can you feel with your feet? What can you feel? So it's all about using your five senses as well as going for a walk and getting out.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
The next one is about reading a thought-provoking book for 20 minutes a day. It's one of the things that I have done for the past 7 years. I read 10 pages of a day. And that was, somebody said that to me, because all the stuff that we're given on social media, on the radio, on the TV, let's face it, is it positive?
Yeah.
Does it, we're not taught to go to school to be independent, to have our own businesses. So listening to those thought leaders and how they've done it, and the top tips that they give you are priceless.
Yeah.
So 10 pages of a day, 5 in the morning, 5 at night.
That's great. I love that. I mean, I read quite a lot anyway, but not every night. Maybe I do it every other night or something like that. But what I might just swap that round then, just do 10 pages each night instead of covering off more in a bigger chunk. That's probably a good strategy as well.
Yeah, you see what I do is I break it down. And it also, by doing that thought-provoking thing, you're going to bed, your conscious mind, your gardener, doesn't go to sleep. So it'll keep working. So if you're like doing that positive work, this will start working so much more. And that's what I found. And it helps you go to bed on note rather than thinking, oh God, I've got this to go off. So that's why I decided to break it down into morning and evening. But the other one the next one was about being kind to yourself. It is all about self-care, but be kind to yourself. As I said earlier, we don't look after the body. We don't look after what makes us succeed.
Yeah.
If that's it. You can't do anything without your body. You might be able to work, fingers aren't going anywhere. Your feet aren't going anywhere, then you're going to go far. So, your mind is going through much stuff, thousands of negative thoughts. So when you're looking after yourself, you're able to bring in the positive in life.
Well, we have 65,000 thoughts coming into our mind every single day. That's a lot of thoughts, and it's a lot of thoughts to mind. But it is about catching your thoughts and reframing them into something more positive and empowering, rather than getting sucked in by all the negativity around in the world.
Absolutely. That will fit perfectly into one of my sections, which I talk about journaling. Monitor those daily thoughts, feelings, and actions. The paramount for your health and well-being. I heard once, it's better have a shorter pencil than it is a longer memory. You won't remember all those actions you've taken, all those thoughts. You got to where you are right now by the actions and the thoughts that you have. The thoughts you have and the actions that you take. You won't remember all of them. So, by looking at that and you're going, right, well, I've accomplished this. What have I done? You go back and have a look.
Yeah. I journal. I journal every day as well. We discussed that yesterday. I was having a bit of an off day. So if we were talking about being kind to ourselves, I was feeling a bit meh yesterday. And I said to you, didn't I, that I meditated in the morning. I then tried to journal my way out of that mood for an hour, and then realized that, I'm just having one of those days. So I thought, you know what, let's just go with it. It is what it is. But today I feel like a different person. So.
And as I said to you yesterday, it's okay not to be okay. We're feeling good. We're not robots. So well done on you and taking that time out for yourself. Because and that's what I say about be kind to yourself. Take that time out. Have a hot bath. Anything. So my next one, and you've just mentioned it, meditation. Every single day, even 10 minutes a day is as powerful as having 1.5 hours sleep. So I mentioned it to you yesterday. I meditate as soon as I get up. I meditate in the afternoon, and I go to bed meditating. And it's totally changed things for me. I
don't meditate as long. Oh, I don't meditate as many times as you, but I've been meditating twice a day, and that's just like made such a huge difference for me. Huge difference. So yeah, I need to do the third one. I need to put the third one in somewhere in the day.
In your diary, remember, you're the most, and
Yeah.
forget. You know, you just mentioned
No,
journey,
true.
and it's been a life changer for me, because I mentioned what happened with my brother and then my husband, but then you see, I didn't know personal development would enable me to become. I definitely didn't see what it would enable me to overcome, because I lost my mum just under 3 years ago. I'd heard about journaling, but I didn't do anything with it, if I'm honest. And it was that made me go, actually, I didn't want to go back to the past. So that's when I started monitoring my thoughts, feelings and actions, and actually came out and designed my own journal, because I just wanted to incorporate my daily routine. So it's powerful. It's so powerful, the journaling. It's been amazing. Right, my next tip, drink some water as soon as you wake up.
Oh, yeah, I do that every morning.
Well, a lot of people don't realise that you're 73% water and you die through the night. So having a sip of water not only wakes the body up, but it wakes your noodle up as well. So I always have at least a half a pint of water as soon as I wake up. I also put charcoal in the water as well. So not everybody can afford. You can buy them on eBay and stuff. And get blocks because not everybody can afford the filters. So I just put the charcoal blocks in there, and they do exactly the same thing. I've actually tested it. I'll be honest. I had a steamy hangover one day, and I had 2 of those in my glass, and I was sorted within a couple of hours. I was like,
oh, that's amazing! I've got some, but I use it to brush my teeth.
Oh yeah. You can use it.
I might stick it in my water instead.
Yeah, stick it in your water. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, there's so many benefits to charcoal, isn't there?
Yeah. So I talk about having a drink in the morning. So as you're going through the day, keep sipping. You drink at least 2 litres a day, but not just go. Think about it going down your throat. Think about what you're doing with your ears. It's all about doing the self-care, but it's about checking inwards as well.
Yeah.
So you're not rushing through the tasks. You're thinking about how you're feeling, thinking about what when you're drinking, thinking of you hear it going down your gullet. What else can you hear while you're drinking? So what can you see? All that sort of stuff. Next one
being intentional.
Yeah, definitely be intentional with what you're actually doing. My next top tip, and it's a bit hard at the moment, is spend some time with loved ones. I've been doing loads of Zoom, FaceTimes, playing games online. It's not ideal, but at the moment, as I said, we're feeling being separated from those people that we know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that it's not ideal. We can't do what we normally do because what is happening out there. But we need to make sure we spend that quality time, even if it's a phone call a day, with somebody.
Yeah. Well, I agree to have a call, even with not just your family, but your friends as well, because even a conversation with a friend can just brighten up your day, can't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a game changer for me at one point, because I am a single mum, as I mentioned, with a 15-year-old daughter. She's a teenager, she's a Kevin, then she's not a Kevin, then she's all right. So she lives up in a bedroom most of the time. So I have to be at home.
Oh, you dropped out.
Oh, no. Again.
You dropped out there, and you missed that bit.
Did you hear me call Kevin?
Oh, sorry, did we call? Did I catch you what? Sorry.
Did you hear me call your tricking?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Kevin and Perry. Yeah.
Yeah, I live with my daughter, and before even lockdown, I had to be at home to be there for her. But it becomes lonely when you live in the bedroom, and especially when you're self-employed. So having that connection every day can be the difference between you doing some work and not doing some work.
Yeah.
And my last one is get creative, because when you're doing getting creative, so using the different parts of the brain.
Yeah.
you know, you've got your left and your right, and one side is really creative. So obviously it makes your brain work totally different. So like that'll be sort of like writing down, even doing word search, but colouring. I've done my goal board. We've done my goal board this time round. I've started colouring. I've started sewing. I don't do sewing, but all doing sewing. Obviously throughout lockdown, drawing program, doing PDF. I use Microsoft for in my life. PowerPoint, what's that? Creating a website. Never, you know, if you'd have asked me about computers a couple of years ago, I'd have laughed my head off at you. But I've had to do it. So I've had to get creative. So it's really helped me. You know, the amount of times my daughter got in touch with her dad and said, "You need to come and save this computer before it goes to the window." I don't know what you mean. But yeah, that's basically what my PDF is about. That so I can send it you by all means. And as I say, I've just been doing some good together on WhatsApp, so we're all sharing different ideas. Somebody else will come out with a different idea than I do. It's been great because we've been bouncing off each other's energies, really.
Yeah. I think it's just important to surround yourself as well with positive people during this time as well, isn't it? And I think you said earlier as well about cutting out the news and things. I mean, I very, very rarely watch the news anyway. And if there is something that I need to know, somebody is going to, my son will tell me or somebody will tell me. I mean, that's my view on it. So I think not only is about the, you know, your self-care, but also the environment that you put yourself in as well. Because that's going to help with your self-care as well. I mean, you know, if you're, you know, looking after yourself is paramount, but also looking after your environment is also, I think, part of this as well.
Oh, equally, the inner and the outer world, you've got to marry too. You know, you become the of the 5 people you hang around with. Well, you can't cut them all out, but try and stay away from the mood hoovers. You know, the people that you want people that are going to lift you, not deflate you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I came off Twitter earlier this year because I couldn't bear the negativity. There's so many trolls on Twitter and saying these really like shocking things to people. How I was like, no, I can't be in this space where people are saying such awful things to people. It's like awful things. But I mean, I went back on Twitter a couple of months ago and I deleted a lot of accounts that I thought potentially were the ones that were upsetting me. So yeah, it's a bit of a different experience now. But yeah, I had to be really mindful about, you know, that online world as well. So it was dreadful what people were saying. This was at the beginning of the lockdown, you know. So yeah, I deleted it.
I'm not actually done Twitter. Somebody keeps telling me that I need to go on Twitter, but at one point I came off Facebook for the same reason, because I needed to stand guard of my own mind. And with everything falling apart, it was like, no, because I honestly, I've worked really hard on my own inner and outer world for 7 years now. But when COVID hit, I felt myself go. I thought, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
Don't have the tips, don't have the tricks of the trade. You know, there need to be more educated people like us that we can do that for them and just share what we've learned and how we can help them, because that's what it's all about, helping each other, not pulling each other down.
Oh God, I totally agree. And I mean, obviously when COVID hit, so that a lot of people, and it affected a lot of people's businesses. You know, as you say, if you didn't know any better, you start spiraling into, you know, anxiety, depression, and you know, all those negative thoughts and emotion end up, you know, really crippling some people, you know, really affecting people, doesn't it? So yeah, so it is about, as I say, about helping other people and giving people the tools to help themselves as well.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Wonderful. So that was amazing. Thank you so much, Angie, for, I nearly called you Andy, I'm sorry. Angie. Don't know why I nearly said Andy. So thank you for joining me. It's amazing to have you on. I hope everybody's enjoyed today's class. It's always nice to have a guest in. And actually, we might have a little challenge for you. If you've watched the video and you've enjoyed some of the tips that Angie has given us, I might put them in the comments afterwards. Angie is going to give us a little PDF as well, which I'll upload. As I say, I'll upload that when that goes into the units. But please do come into the group and post your self-care photos. Post them in the group. I'd love to see what you've implemented, and use the hashtag self-care plan and tag Angie and I in your post as well. So please, whatever you do this week, spend the time doing some self-care for yourself. Give yourself that time every single day to implement some or all of these strategies that Angie has kindly shared with us today. So there isn't a Money Alchemy class next week because I am hosting my first webinar training of the year next week. So that is on how to confidently raise your fees in 2021. So that's actually on next Wednesday, the 20th of January at 7 o'clock GMT or 2 p.m. EST. So if you do want to join me on that, don't forget to register. I'll put that link in the post, but it's also in the group as well. So thanks again for joining us. Take care, everyone, and I will see you in a couple of weeks' time. I do have another guest, hopefully, and she will be talking about how to look. I think she'll be talking about how to look at your energy. So this month is very much about self-care and obviously going into lockdown and self-care and looking after yourself and your energy. If you look after yourself and your energy and raise your vibration, you're going to have a successful business. So thanks again for joining me, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye bye.